Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Focus on Sound here at Regent Sounds. And today we're going to be looking at an amplifier, and namely the Blues Junior 4 by Fender, which is this little fellow over here. It's a very popular amplifier. I think it's statistically, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest selling valve amp of all time, which is quite an accolade. And this is the latest reincarnation, so the Blues Junior Mark IV. We've had some nice improvements in here. There is namely the one thing that people have been asking for as an upgrade. This features a Celestion Type A speaker in it, 12-inch speaker, for much rounder, fatter bass and mid response than the previous generation. Aside from that, we have it's an all tube amp. We have a trio of 12AX7 tubes in the preamp. And in the power section we have a pair of EL84s. This amp can be overdriven into a very sort of harmonically rich, sweet singing overdrive, and also has a remarkable amount of clean headroom and power. Don't let the size fool you. It's rated at 15 watts. I've personally gigged a Blues Junior Mark IV at a mid to larger sized concert, and this thing held its own. I had to turn it down, it was that loud. So it's very, very impressive amp. Got a fully fledged real analog spring reverb in it as well, which is a really lovely feature. And they changed the colour scheme on the control panel, which is kind of nice. We've got white or cream chicken head knobs and a black sort of faced panel, which is quite nice. Controls wise, we have a 3-band EQ with a bass, middle and treble control, which is a really nice thing because a lot of amps don't have a mid control at this size. We have a reverb control, and most importantly we have a volume and master volume, so you can overdrive or get the amp to overdrive at low volumes by cranking the first volume but by minimizing the master. Fender have also included a little tiny fat switch over here on the top, which basically just gives everything a little boost, get a bit more bass and mids and just a fatter rounded tone and a bit more gain as well. That is foot switchable via the optional foot switch that you can also get from Fender to toggle this on and off at your feet. Now that we've sort of had a little overview, I'll run you through a few of the tones you can get, and I will stress it's just going to be a few of the tones because it's surprisingly versatile. Today I'm playing a beautiful guitar here, a Fender Eric Johnson Signature Stratocaster, and we're plugged in with only a cable. There's no drive pedals, nothing, you're just hearing the guitar and the amp. And we're recording with a SEV7 series dynamic mic. Right, so I hope you found that useful. As said before, it's got a load of very tasteful tones. It's a hard amp to make it sort of sound bad. The overdrive, as you can hear, goes everything from sort of very sort of gentle and sort of transparent all the way through to thick and creamy and quite substantial. It's got quite a bit of heft to it. We reined back the master quite a bit there, even though it's actually quite loud in the room. So like I said before, it can be quite a loud amp as well as a quiet one, which is really nice, courtesy of the 2 volume controls. And that fat switch is a really nice boost as well. So for example, if you were playing in a band setting and you wanted to sort of boost for a solo, you could just hit the foot switchable fat switch thing if you bought the foot switch to go with it, and it would be a great sort of solo boost. Another thing to note would be that this amp is also a particularly solid pedal platform amp. We find that it happens to be very accepting of a very sort of wide variety of drives and fuzzes, and it sort of carries them through the same sort of heft that it stands with on its own. It's a really great amp, and we're big fans. The little improvements that have been made to the Mark IV are definitely well worth it, particularly in terms of that speaker. It's powerful, it fills the room, and the amp's no bigger than an oversized lunchbox. It's brilliant. Feel free to come to our London Denmark Street store, where you can pick one of these up or plug into it in store here in London Denmark Street. And if you live further than that, you can check out the regentsounds.com website, where you can probably order one of these, in fact. Great amplifiers, love the way they sound. We're big fans here, and we hope you found this video enjoyable and useful. Please feel free to follow us on social media. I'll make the links appear beneath us right now. Feel free to leave us a comment and let us know what you thought, and subscribe to the channel to show your support if you enjoy the content that we make. We now make videos every single Friday. And yeah, that's about it really. Thanks for watching. Peace. So yeah, we're a big fan of this here at Regent Sounds, particularly the 4th incarnation of the Blues Junior.
What the hell? That as well.
Rubbish trucks, highly recommended. I hope you find that useful. Please do feel free to ignore the gunshots outside. It's a building site, isn't it?
Where? Scaffold's been taken down.
The backside of here they're building. Around by the Crossrail bit.
Yeah, like 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock? Nah.
Okay, we'll just do this before we get vigilante shooting.
That's fine. Okay. I'd like to see them come through a fucking locked door or a gated.
They'll just shoot through the glass.
Not from sat there.
Yeah, we've got plenty of guitar shields, we'll be fine.